Just hold on, folks. We're just going to start the Zoom, and then we can get going. All right. Okay, everybody, we're going to get started. If you get seated. Hey, guys, we're getting started. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Manhattan Community Board 4's February 2026 full board meeting. I am Leslie Boghosian Murphy, chair of CB4, and I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening, both in person and online, and to Hotel Trades for hosting us tonight. Before we begin, here's a few reminders. Our hybrid policy, MCB4's hybrid meeting policy, is posted on our website. Board members are expected to attend meetings in person unless they have a disability or an extraordinary circumstance. Committee members with excused absences and members of the public may still participate virtually. Board members joining via Zoom must keep their cameras on when voting. Tonight's meeting is being streamed live on our YouTube channel, and a transcript will be recorded and archived there for public access. Sign-ups for the public hearings and the public session were available in advance, and paper sign-ups are available in the back of the room tonight. While we encourage advanced sign-up, you may still sign up tonight. All comments tonight are limited to 2 minutes for both public session and the public hearings. So we will start with our public hearings. We actually have 2 public hearings tonight. And the first is regarding the ULURP at DeWitt Clinton Park North, 801 11th Avenue, and 629 West 54th Street. And I believe Paul Devlin from Clinton Hell's Kitchen Land Use is going to hold the public hearing.
We'll get to reading the letter, trust me. Did anybody sign up in advance? Okay, so this is a public hearing on a ULURP application, as Leslie said, for redevelopment of 801 11th Avenue and 629 West 54th Street. This is a proposed residential and commercial mixed-use complex. We will get into much more detail during the full meeting, but does anybody want to speak on the issue in the public hearing? Not seeing any hands, I will close this hearing, call this hearing closed.
No, just like give it 30 seconds for people online.
30 seconds. Anybody online who wishes to speak on this issue, please raise your hand so you can be identified and moved over to speak.
Okay, nobody.
All right, once again, anybody in the room, any hands raised? This hearing is closed. Thank you.
Our second public hearing is on the proposed legislative changes to the New York City Outdoor Dining Program. So I believe Frank, right, from BLP is going to handle this. Go ahead, Frank.
Hi, just a little background on this public hearing. As you may remember at the November full board meeting last year, we discussed at length a city council bill that would have made changes to the outdoor dining program. We ultimately voted to approve a letter that made one basic point. We were willing to live with permanent outdoor dining if it was accompanied by tightening up the rules about sidewalk cafes that would free up more sidewalk space. Subsequent to that, at the November BLP meeting, we also put outdoor dining on the agenda and heard some comments then. We since have heard from several community groups that would like to have further discussion about their views on outdoor dining, and that's the purpose of tonight's hearing. 2 points. One, the bill we opined on in November did not pass City Council, so that is no longer on the table. But coincidentally, just today, the City Council Speaker, Julie Menin, announced that the City Council would be soon addressing a new outdoor dining bill. We don't have any specifics on what that bill is going to say, so tonight we would just like to hear from members of the public who want to speak on this. We'll keep your comments under consideration if and when new bills are presented, and we are deciding how to respond to those. So with that, I'd like to open the public hearing. Start with the people in the room, who are Michelle Spinner and Matt Robinson. If you would come up here, please. Oh, and as usual, everyone will have 2 minutes.
My name is Michelle Spinner. I am a 41-year resident of Chelsea and Vice President of the London Terrace Tenants Association. I speak on behalf of the LTTA when I voice our continued and vehement opposition to Intro 1421. I guess it'll be something else, but in any event. Outdoor dining is a highly visible use of public space with daily impacts on accessibility, noise, safety, street cleanliness, and neighborhood character. Decisions regarding our public spaces must be grounded in robust community engagement, not rushed through without adequate public participation, as it really has been here. The proposed legislation expands on the new outdoor dining rules, which have been in effect less than a year, and thus would potentially worsen already thorny problems. For instance, noise complaints remained frequent in areas where late-night operations disrupted residents' ability to rest and sleep. Sidewalk congestion, particularly affecting seniors, people with disabilities, and parents with strollers, continued to push pedestrians into the street. While more and better enforcement has been repeatedly promised, oversight remains limited, and it is unclear how an expanded program would be effectively monitored. Intro 1421 would expand outdoor dining significantly, extending it from 9 months to 12, allowing dining areas larger than storefront frontage, and expanding eligibility to all retail food establishments, not just restaurants, without first resolving the enforcement, sanitation, access, and safety failures already documented. Going to 12 months seems particularly foolhardy given the experience of our most recent winter storm and its aftermath. Furthermore, we feel allowing more types of businesses to operate outdoor sheds could open the door to a free-for-all of business uses that go far beyond the program's original intent. Walking through Chelsea could become completely untenable. New York is a city of walkers. We deserve a pedestrian-first public realm. The LTTA is opposed to Intro 1421. We'll see what you come up with next.
Very well
Thank
timed.
you very much.
Hi, my name is Matthew Robinson. I live in Chelsea. I'm going to talk about two things. One, I'm opposed to it based on the 365 days. The width and length of it, extending it is bad. When you look at the snow that we've had this past week and the areas that there might be new sheds, it would be hard to deal with. In addition to that, I think that we should all be reminded that on 7th Avenue between 34th and 14th Street will be the water main, remaking the water mains on that avenue and also on the side streets. So definitely in that area for the 10 years or whatever it's going to be where you're going to have the water main construction, any shed that's in that area is going to be an obstacle for whatever is being done, whatever could be done, and the speed in which it's being done. So I would give thought to where they're being placed, and that it be approved one by another, and that if there is going to be a water main that's going to be on a block where one of those have to move, that should be on the owner of the restaurant, not on the owner of the onus on the city. Thank you.
Thanks. Is there anyone else in the room who wants to speak at this public hearing? Okay. Oh, okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ted Arenas, but I'm here tonight as the owner of Rise Bar. And I'm here to talk on behalf of the small businesses in Hell's Kitchen and why the importance of year-round dining outdoor is very important to us. Approximately 12,000 people applied for outdoor dining during the COVID, and since this new application came about, there's only 1,000. And that's because of the fees that it costs. The legal fees are like $15,000, and you have the permits and everything else. And it puts some of the small business owners at a huge disadvantage when they have to tear down structures every year. Just to give you an idea, a temporary structure outside can cost $6,000 to $10,000 on a small business. And even some of the businesses that they do have that will put up a structure for you can cost $40,000 over a 4-year plan, and you have to also pay for storage of $3,000 to $5,000 a month. So it just makes it astronomical and just really unaffordable. The application became too lengthy, too costly, as we can see that the Department of Transportation has muddied the system, and it took so long to get things approved this year. But realistically, we have to look out for the small mom and pops that can afford it. Some of the bigger businesses that can afford it is one thing, but even those are breaking even. In the hospitality industry, we have a lot of other things to consider. Congestion pricing has also got passed over to us. When we get our inventories in, it's on an additional fee. Our insurance costs have skyrocketed. Minimum wage, as you know, has went up also this year. And there's a lot of other rising costs with tariffs. So year-round dining would be very helpful to support small businesses to be able to afford these outdoor structures. And it's not about expansion for some of these businesses, it's about survival. And so I'm asking you guys to take into consideration the small business owners.
Okay, anyone else in the room want to speak at this public hearing? All right, Jesse, I think we can go online. Okay, so the first person on my list is Andrew Goldstein.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, great. So I've lived in Hell's Kitchen since 1991, and basically the Department of Transportation does not have any enforcement other than a little bit during the day for the sheds and the sidewalk cafes. They do not come out at night. They don't really handle any real complaints. So we have a bunch of establishments that do whatever they want. Sorry, getting a phone call here. So that's number one. Number two is there's no way for a citizen to understand what's been approved as far as what sheds, what are the hours, and what was actually granted to them on the DOT website. So it's impossible. We've had several cold months. The existing structures aren't waterproof. People are using sheds to store their sidewalk cafe equipment and not as sheds during the winter. Several establishments have built enclosed sidewalk cafes, and they're not using them to serve people. They're using them to store their outdoor equipment. So basically, it's just taking up room. There are safety issues where the sheds block access from the sidewalk. If someone wants to come after you late at night, there's nowhere to run, right? Especially if you have two sheds in a row. So I really think that there needs to be a level of enforcement. I think that the community needs to be involved. I'm sorry the businesses can't stay in business without an extra storefront, but they should have planned to basically a different business model. The community needs to be able to have a few months a year where they can actually get some sleep, where we can clean the streets, clean the snow, and the restaurants can actually have 9 months of chaos out there already. So I would actually be against this, and if it expands to more than just restaurants, trying to get through on the sidewalk is a nightmare. So I really appreciate the time tonight, and I hope everyone has a good night.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Andrew. Next, we have Elke Fears. Elke?
Tell Elka she's muted.
Elke, I think you're muted. Okay. Elke, we're going to go on to Susan Marshall. I'll come back to you. Susan, are you ready?
Hang on. Thank you. Thank you. Let me just get my notes. Is the clock going?
Yeah, it is right.
Okay,
It's
my
starting. It's starting now. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Susan Palmer Marshall, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Council of Chelsea Block Associations. I want to begin by thanking Community Board 4 for holding this public hearing at the request of our organization, the Hell's Kitchen Neighborhood Coalition, and other community groups and residents. We really appreciate the opportunity to be heard. That said, the current outdoor dining legislation is deeply flawed, and the proposed legislation expanding both the footprint and the types of businesses eligible will only make a bad situation worse. Many of us believed that these issues would be addressed before any expansion, but as the line goes, just when we thought we were out, we're being pulled back in. Oversight has been the central failure of this program, and making DOT the agency responsible for implementation and enforcement was a mistake. That responsibility should return to the Department of Consumer Affairs. Enforcement today is effectively non-existent, and expanding the program under these conditions will only lead to increased non-compliance. Sidewalks are already being privatized, functioning as extensions of businesses. Expanding eligibility beyond restaurants risks opening public space to uses far beyond the program's original intent. If outdoor dining is to continue, why not adopt a simpler seasonal model, chairs and umbrellas, as is common across Europe, rather than permanent structures that overwhelm our sidewalks and our streets and cost our restaurateurs a lot of money? The Council of Chelsea Block Associations urges you not to expand a program that has not yet been made to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Brian Weber.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Community Board 4. My name is Brian Weber. Sorry I'm not there in person with you this evening. As many of you know, I'm a public member of the board. I also serve as the co-chair of my block association, West 36th Street, and as the president of the Midtown South Precinct Community Council. I want to echo the concerns voiced by my fellow neighbors regarding the expansion of outdoor dining rules to 12 months out of the year. Personally, I cannot support it. In my various roles, Block Association, the Precinct Council, we are continually flooded with complaints of the outdoor dining sheds in terms of quality of life issues. At worst, they were attracting illicit activity, narcotic activity, trash, and at best, they were often used as storage. I could think of 3 specific units within Community Board 4 along 9th Avenue and along 43rd Street that posed significant safety issues. And my concern is that the expansion without robust enforcement and putting the onus of maintaining these exclusively on the businesses is going to lead to a return of these significant quality of life issues. Everybody has applauded that seasonal changeover when these sheds were removed. A number of these problematic sheds, because of the burden of costs to bring them back, have not returned, and it is much appreciated in the community. That said, I appreciate the points that Ted made, and I'm sympathetic to the smaller owners. So I ask that if City Council pursue this further, we have robust dialogue to foster an environment where we can have enforcement and the mechanisms available for us to be able to implement that. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Let's go back, see if we can get Elke.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, we can.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I'm Elke Fears, president of the West 47th, 48th Streets Block Association. And again, we're going to intro 1421, whatever that's going to be replaced with. But that was on our agenda last night. We remembered past events, past sheds that were problematic, and our memories are not good. Although the guidelines for the new sheds are better, we still have a lot of concerns. We're also concerned about intro 1421 that would allow roadway dining structures to be on our streets 12 months a year. Our concerns include street cleaning, snow removal in this case, and that would be in the wintertime for the 3 extra months, vandalism, vermin, structures being used for illegal activity, noise, fire department access when needed, garbage accumulation, And we're concerned about public property being used for private gain. In past years, enforcement has not been very good, if at all. It's very difficult when there's a problem to get anyone to check it out. So the Block Association voted unanimously last night not to support Intro 1421 and whatever the subsequent law will be. So, and we're asking Community Board 4 to do the same. This is just not a good fit for Hell's Kitchen. Thank you.
Thanks, Elka. Jesse, you said we had one more person? Okay.
I have Carla Russo.
I will go after. Sorry about that. This will be for a different topic.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you. Hello? Okay, sorry. Diana? Yep,
Oh, hi.
all right.
Wasn't sure. It's a little confusing with the thing today. Yes, thank you. Thank you for having this hearing. I'll speak very briefly. My name is Diana Mora, 40-plus year resident of Chelsea, and more recent, and also part of the West 200 Block Association, which takes in 19th to 22nd Street, 7th to 8th Avenue. I'm the vice president of that. But I'm speaking for myself. I live on top of several bar restaurants, and that's another thing, that it was the open restaurant. I have a bar that continues to break all kinds of rules. Before I get into that part, I do want to say last year with the changes, there were lots and lots of things regarding a sidewalk cafe, which has always been kind of my larger concern than the street. I am a disabled person. I use a cane every day, and I also use a rollator, which can be difficult. I do want to say that the majority of the sidewalk cafes in my neighborhood, and when I say that, I'm saying about 14th Street to about 32nd Street, have complied. And they should have, there was no reason for them not to allow the 12 feet of space from the very beginning. They didn't, but you have to put. But so I want to commend them for that, because it's made a vast difference. There's no reason for them to take up, especially the huge amounts of sidewalk space, especially when you're a venue that has a large face, a large storefront. So the street dining is different now. Someone earlier, gentleman mentioned about. I see him up there. He's in the white shirt, I think. Making it 12 months a year. I can't see expanding it to 12 months a year when there's several right near, within a few blocks walking distance of me, who are not following the rules 8 months a year. So why are they going to follow it for 12?
Okay, Diana, that's 2 minutes. If you could just
okay.
wrap up, please.
Yeah, and also, and the one by me, they were approved for it to be 8 feet wide. They went across the street and they dragged two, they were called New Jersey barriers, those big orange things, from a construction site, doubled their footprint, and no complaints went nowhere.
Okay. All right,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
And up. I have two attendee section, Layla and Michael. Right now we're doing a hearing for outdoor dining. Right now we're doing a hearing for outdoor dining. If that is what you are looking to speak on, I'll bring you over. But if that is not what you're looking to speak on, you're looking to come speak it during the public session, you can lower your hands and I will bring you over during the public session. Okay.
Anybody else?
Layla, you can go ahead.
Thank you so much. I will be very brief. My name is Leila Logiseko. I am the district leader representing Chelsea. I just want to lend my voice to the comments that were already made regarding the year-round sidewalk cafe program, which I do not support. The program removes seasonal limits without putting adequate protections in place for pedestrians, people with disabilities, seniors, parents with strollers, or emergency access. In practice, this program narrows already crowded sidewalks, creates conflict at corners and curb cuts, and makes enforcement difficult, especially given that enforcement is not adequately funded. I support outdoor dining, but I do not support a permanent one-size-fits-all approach that prioritizes private use over public access. I will not take any further of your time, but I really thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Jesse, anybody else?
Michael?
Hey, I'm here. Go ahead. Okay, yeah, so I support this proposal. I think it's a great way to step into the modern age. I live in Hell's Kitchen. I've lived in Hell's Kitchen for 20 years. Some of the busiest corridors in the city, the most productive in the city. I think a great compliment considering sidewalk extensions that you have all worked so hard and diligently for. I think that it would really bring warmth and energy to this city, something that the city has been lacking for quite some time. I think that it would help the small businesses who, as our previous speaker has noted, have had a tremendous impact due to the fees and the application processes associated. Extending the program to 12 years would really bring us up to our peer sets in Europe in terms of noise and cleanliness. I think that that's something that can be ironed out in the details. I like the suggestion of incorporating chairs and tables and umbrellas, maybe something a little bit more casual in addition to the sheds themselves. I think something could be implemented in the letter to ensure that our police force and or the feds, i.e. ICE, do not use these sheds to hide out and kidnap our neighbors, which I can see them doing in a few months. Overall, I do support this letter and this potential change policy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I will close this public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Now I want to go to the public session, so I want to call up Josephine Ishvan. And again, public comments are limited to 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out on this cold and dreary night. All right, so first we have tonight, I'll do whoever signed up in advance. Let me see, we have Michael Hernandez. Is Michael Hernandez here or in the room? Okay. Michael, you're free to speak. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you so kindly. My name is Michael Hernandez. I'm with Public Health Solutions. I'm the Community Outreach Manager for our Whole U NYC initiative. If you're not familiar with the initiative, it is part of the 1115 Medicaid waiver through the state to help Medicaid members receive access to services to help them. As part of Public Health Solutions, our mission is to support underserved New Yorkers and their families in achieving optimal health and building pathways to reach their potential. Our vision is very simple: healthy families, thriving communities, and health equity in New York. I am joining the meeting tonight to ask for your support and your help, please, in helping us to meet the the Medicaid members that reside in your community board area. PHS has been asked by the state to meet with 2.6 million Medicaid members in the 3 boroughs that we were awarded. That includes Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. To do this, we call upon all of our community outreach partners to be able to help meet these individuals where they are. We take a no wrong door approach. That is to say that we go to where the people are. And so with that, whether it be NYCHA communities or community senior centers, we're asking for your support to help us spread the word so that we can help the members of our community to lead healthier lives. Again, my name is Michael Hernandez. I'm with Public Health Solutions, and I'm more than happy to provide this committee with any information they would like about our initiative. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. We also have a health and community service committee, so you may want to reach out to them as well. Okay, we're moving on to Emily Esner. I believe she's also online. Emily, you can go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here. I am Emily Esner. I'm a 15-year resident of the West Village, and I am joining you here tonight to ask for your support with a children's swim program that is hosted at PS 11 on Saturdays with an external group called New York Fit for Kids. This is a program that has been running since 2014, and we understand that the principal and potentially the school has, for reasons that we cannot figure out as parents, has asked to stop this program. This program is accessibly priced. It's obviously teaching safety. It's teaching swimming to children, really important from a community standpoint, and it's a really accessible way to teach this really critical life-saving skill to children. My child is a part of it, and many other neighborhood children are as well, also those who go to PS 11. So was hoping to raise this issue. We're very concerned that this program would be coming to a sudden end, and there's not a good replacement, especially an accessibly priced replacement for swimming. So wanted to raise this and make sure that this was on your radar, as I don't think this is in the service of our community.
Thank you so much for that, Emily. And I would encourage you to come to the ACES meeting on Monday evening and submit your comments there as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, ACES, I'm sorry. It's the Arts, Culture, Education, and Schools Committee meeting, and we will be meeting Monday night at 6:30.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Is April in the room? April Bassett? No? All right. So, and we will. Oh, sure. Sure. Why not? Yep. Carla? You have two minutes?
All right, thank you. So I'm Carla Russo. Oh, let me just make it. How are you today? Good evening. Thank you again for having me to the Community Board 4 team. So I'm here because I would like to introduce myself and talk to you a little bit about Ryan Chelsea Clinton Community Health Center. I'm the relations coordinator for the Community Health Center, and our mission is to provide high quality, comprehensive healthcare for all New Yorkers. We are in the Midtown area on 46th Street and 10th Avenue, and we see anyone regardless of insurance status, income, or background, and we're deeply committed for people to be healthy. So over the past months, we strengthened different partnerships, and we would like to invite members in the community to participate, be part of our community. Not only as patients, but also we partner with different organizations that provide food insecurity, resources, preventive care, health education sessions in the community. We are partnering with Hunger Free America, so we offer SNAP services on site at the Community Health Center every Wednesday, so people can come in and get their information about SNAP benefits. For example, even especially now with the new changes in administration, it's important people have those resources. We have fitness classes partnering with Shape Up NYC Mondays and Fridays from 6 to 6:50. It's free, anyone can join, even if you're not a patient. So we do have different resources in the organization, and we like to build trust and keep our community healthier and making connections and building support for our communities. So thank you so much again for having me.
Thank you so much for that important information, Carla. Next, we have Layla.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak again. My name is Layla Logisico, District Leader representing Chelsea. Two quick updates that I wanted to share with CB4. The first one is that HUD has issued two RCCs. Our RCC stands for Rental Assistance Demonstration Conversion Commitment. And this is for the NYCHA buildings that are slated for demolition. These RCCs authorize the RAD conversions for these buildings that are currently under the plan that would be proposed for demolition. But HUD has also stated that it will not issue any further RAD conversion RCC for NYCHA buildings until several years, suggesting that no Section 8 conversion would happen for several years. This seems to contradict information provided by NYCHA to tenants and requires further clarification from NYCHA as well as from HUD. The second point I wanted to bring to your attention is that the soil at the side of the NYCHA buildings is contaminated. This is based on testing already submitted to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Lead contamination becomes a public health risk when soil is disturbed, which is exactly what demolition and deep excavation would do. There is an active state review underway right now. The DEC was actually agreeable to pushing the deadline. The public comment deadline is February 23rd. This is a narrow window, but I really urge Community Board 4 members and the public to submit comments to DEC. The comments should be emailed to mendy.yaw@New York State Department of Conservation.gov. I'm happy to actually share this email address so that it can be disseminated in a fashion that can be used more effectively. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Great. Thank you so much, Layla. Right on time. Okay, so we'll go now in the room, at least, oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Hector, you have 2 minutes. Hector, you're muted. Can you hear us?
Hey. Sorry about that. Having technical difficulty. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, great. Okay, great. Sorry, I'm having a little technical difficulties here. Okay. All right, good evening. I wanted to speak briefly about issues that we're having here at Fulton Houses. I'm speaking on as a resident, even though I am a member of CB4. Basically, Fulton Houses, we started yesterday morning with certain matters. Yesterday, a major plumbing failure began on the 7th floor of Fulton building when a kitchen drain backed up through no fault of the tenant. The backup spread down the line from the 7th floor all the way to the 1st, damaging at least 7 apartments. Several of them, the residents are seniors and people with disabilities. I personally spent close to several hours on hold with NYCHA trying to escalate the situation because it was getting worse in real time. This is not a small leak, casting failure affecting multiple families. At the same time, Fulton Houses dealing with low water pressure or no water, and not isolated.
Can we have him submit his comments?
So,
I can't hear him.
Sure.
You're breaking up on us.
You can't hear me? Right. Okay.
We lost you for about.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. If you just want to wrap up and maybe you can submit your comments as well, because this sounds really important.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that recently there was a court judgment review of a legal challenge to the redevelopment, and they did not find a legal basis to stop the redevelopment project for LA Chelsea or Fulton. And what happened yesterday and what's been happening when one pipe fails, 7 apartments suffer. When water pressure drops, whole buildings are affected. And the people hurt first are seniors, residents with disabilities. That's why I support the redevelopment, not because it's easy and not because it's perfect, but because residents are living with emergency and several emergencies with their lives, period. We cannot keep asking people to live in buildings where basic systems fail again and again. Okay, I'll cut it short there and I'll send you the rest of the comments. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Hector. Okay, should we go to our electeds now? Okay, let's see.
No, electeds, I'll do it.
Okay, you'll do that, yeah. I think this is it. Do we have anyone else in the public session? Yes, Lisa Wager. I think she's it. I think that's it. Yes, okay, that's it.
Hello, I'm Lisa Wager, Director of Government Community Relations at the Fashion Institute of Technology, the SUNY College on West 27th between 7th and 8th with the Residence Hall on 31st west of 9th in the district. I'm here with an FIT update. We welcomed FIT's new president, Jason Schuppeck, 2 weeks ago, and it's an exciting time on campus. Mr. Schuppeck comes to us from his role at Drexel as Dean of the university's Westfall College of Media Arts and Design, and he's a nationally recognized expert on support systems for creatives and the nexus of creativity and comprehensive community development. Under President Obama, he led the National Endowment for the Arts Design and Creative Placemaking programs, and he's worked for Massachusetts Governor Patrick Deval, the mayor of Chicago, and in New York for the Department of Cultural Affairs under Mayor Bloomberg. It's a very exciting time on campus. Registration opened today for FIT's summer session of pre-college programs, the biggest bargain in student activities in the city. The classes are specifically designed for students in grades 6 through 12 to explore their creativity and build new skills. Students study with FIT faculty, alumni, and guest instructors from industry in FIT's modern facilities. Classes are chunked out to fit different summer schedules with options for 10-day and some 4-day sessions, and students can offset the dearth of arts education in the New York City public schools, creating and strengthening their portfolios with the fine arts portfolio classes they prepare to apply to high schools and colleges. Summer classes run Monday through Thursday in June and July, starting when New York City public schools end. This is the fun part. This summer, middle school classes range from these are middle school classes, sketching for comics and the art of photography to jewelry design and art through mixed media, and from fashion trend forecasting to inside the world of fashion styling. Those are both business classes. High school courses include 2D animation, anatomy for artists, basic sewing, hooded sweatshirt, and for the more advanced menswear for designers, there's also intro to advertising and marketing communications, and beauty marketing from concept to campaign, plus screen printing, short film, concept to completion, intro to footwear, design and construction, and toy design. Almost seems worth going back to high school, right? Stay warm. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. That concludes our public session. Thank you. Yep. Oh, sorry, we have 2 more people online. Who do we have? Sorry?
Melissa Magner.
Okay. Melissa, you've got 2 minutes.
Hi, I am also Melissa Magner. I am also a parent like Emily Esner in Chelsea. My son attends the swimming classes at PS 11. I do have a follow-up question. We would love to go to the meeting on Monday. Can you provide more information about how we should attend that meeting? We would like to go in support of preserving the program. It's been a real game changer for my son and been a huge confidence builder and also really integral to his learning to swim and safety.
Hi, yes. We're going to have our district manager reach out to you, and we'll get all that information to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you. And I think you said it was Michael. Michael, you're next. You have 2 minutes.
Hi, yes, thank you. What a week it's been, right? Oh my goodness. So we've come to learn that the Mossad is operating in almost every level of our government, bribing, extorting, potentially murdering, threatening our public officials. I want to ask Brad Hoylman-Segal and Gerald Nadler, Kathy Hochul, Eric Butcher, if it was all worth it. 400,000 Palestinian men, women, children, and babies have been murdered with our weapons that have been leaving New York City ports. How do you feel about that? What are you doing to prepare for the fascist president that is taking over our cities? New York is next, and we must be prepared. But are we? We have public officials who won't stand up against genocide. Will they stand up against fascism? I highly doubt it. I would like to see the community board urge our local and city government to make a tracker for every Israeli American returning stateside to make sure that they're apprehended and investigated to the fullest extent of the law. We want to know every war crime that they created. The beheading of the children in Palestine and Gaza has come home to our streets. All the technology that has been tested on Gaza and the civilian population of the poor Palestinian people are going to be implemented in the streets of this country. We cannot make the same mistake that we did with the Nazis or the white supremacists by including them and incorporating them into our highest levels of government, from city, state, and local offices. We must hold these people accountable, including the Jewish supremacists and the Zionists in our state. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Is that it? Okay, we're done with, I'm sorry? Are you on the blue sheet? Oh, I thought you had spoken already about the, no, oh, okay. Matt Robinson, come up.
Okay, well, the last week we've had to deal with a lot of snow and about 12 inches of it. And my concern is that the laws are actually broken and should be fixed. It's great in terms of snow removal on the roadway, but not on the sidewalks. The way the rules go, the clock starts ticking when the snow stops. So it stops when the 12 inches has stopped. What it should be is that at all times, snow should be removed, whether it's 1 inch or 2 feet. At all times, there should be a clear path, always of 3 feet or 4 feet or something like that, at all times, at all hours. Also, there's no consideration to those that are going to school or those that are going to work. So it would be good if the laws changed so that between the hours of 7 and 9 or 7 and 10, when people are going to school, going to work, that there's a clear path on the sidewalk and on the crosswalk and on the area that is that island that is created because of the bike lane. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Last call, last call. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Josephine. Okay, everyone has a copy of the agenda, right? Can I get a motion to adopt? All in favor? Any opposed? Abstentions? Was that too fast? Sorry. Minutes? Let's just keep going. Minutes, can we have a motion to adopt the minutes? Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Abstentions? Great. Now we go to the elected officials in the room who will be just as fast. No, Gail, you get to go as long as you want. Gail Brewer's here, so we'll start with Gail.
Thank you very much, Board 4. A couple of things. I met recently with Chief Obi. She's in charge of transportation for the police department. A lot of it was some of the issues in the 90s, but alternate side of the street parking. I can't get these cars to move. I have a sticker bill. Everybody hates stickers on their car, but if you don't move your friggin' car, I want you to get a sticker. It has not passed the city council. It was a law for many years, and then one of my colleagues got rid of it, and now we do not have any real teeth. The police don't have enough staff to go around giving tickets, and the sanitation sweepers go right down the middle of the street waiting for somebody to move. Nobody moves, and if you're in your car on the wrong side of the street, you don't get a ticket. So all I'm trying to say is I'm trying to change some of this. She's willing, if you have some blocks that you want her to ticket, I would be glad to send her and her staff. I'm going to get as many tickets as I possibly can for some blitzes, but if you want the same, please let me know. She's also going to work a little bit north of you, Columbus Circle, where there are a lot of transit police cars blocking sometimes the bike lane. So she's going to work to try to improve that. Just a small piece of information. We are also always on the housing front. I want to thank Joe Westichia so much for his work on the Hudson. Amazing possible deal thanks to him and the residents and the new ownership. The Windermere sits there empty. I met today with the first deputy mayor. I said, for God's sake, it's been empty since Deborah Rand. You remember Deborah Rand, I said? And he said yes. But everybody else in the room had no idea what we were talking about. He's my age. We had so much fun today talking about things that people had no idea what we were talking about. Anyway, Windermere, so I pushed him. He's got a new deputy mayor for housing. It's on her list. We've got to do something while that building sits empty to make it people who need housing. I'm on chair of Governmental Operations Committee, which has a lot of about 12 agencies under it. And I co-chair the Women's Caucus as of the other day, so we'll have hopefully some discussions about all the issues that so many women in this city are interested in. Some of the legislative priorities, city FEPs. There's some legislation that is caught up in a lawsuit. Under the previous council, there was a bill to have those who are about to be evicted be able to get city FEPs. And the law department went to court. We have a brand new corp counsel, I believe, Steve Banks, and he may change a lot of the past policies, but that's something that I think needs to be addressed. I have bills that would just make it easier to get that voucher, and when you get it, to be able to get an apartment. We also are working on bills on reasonable pet ownership, pedicabs, which is the topic of much discussion, and insurance. A building that is in my district, guess what? The insurance in this co-op, it's a small co-op, went from last year to a year and a half ago, $80,000, this year, $350,000 a year for the insurance for that co-op. That's crazy. So something to work on locally, even though it's mostly a state issue. I want to just mention a couple other things quickly that we talked about with the first deputy mayor. One of them, of course, is Harborview Terrace. I brought that up again and again and again. Promised 124 units during the Hudson Yards agreement. Nothing has happened, so we want that to happen. And then just generally vacant units at NYCHA. I know it's on their list, but at Amsterdam Houses, 40 vacant units, and I assume around 6,000 citywide. We also passed a bill recently that says that the city needs to look at some of the playgrounds in schools. Some of them are open during the weekends and the summer, and many are not. So it's promised that there will be immediately 15 additional schoolyards in the city, open, jointly operated by Parks and DOE. It's fine, but get them open because people need to have that opportunity to play and be in recreation. I did learn from Parks, about Parks from the first deputy mayor. They really are committed to the 1%. You hear about 1% for Parks. It went nowhere for years, but they're committed, not necessarily next year, but within a fairly short time period. So that's a really great thing. DeWitt Clinton, working with the two buildings on 54th Street that are part of your ULURP discussion. We got the numbers for DeWitt Clinton to be renovated, and I gave that to the board. I know it's part of your discussions. Finally, we have lots of events coming up. We have in March a free children's book fair. We have a town hall meeting at John Jay College on March 23rd with lots of elected officials, but also people from the city agencies. We have tree care clinics. We have bystander training, and we have coming up also in April, block associations. I want every block to be a block association so I don't have to have one person telling me that they know everything about their block. And then I say, no, you don't. And then I say, you have to go talk to the block association. They say, there is no block association. Well, then I say, you got to go to the community board because I can't make the decision for you. Why don't you help with, so this will help people get a block association so I don't have to listen to them with their single idea. We have specialists on benefits. Every month we have people on Veterans Affairs, Screedery, and then a wonderful housing clinic every month. Thank you very much.
Gail, we have one person. Would you take a question? David Warren, from a board member online.
Yeah, I know David.
Hi, good evening, Gail. Thank you for your hard work. I was wondering if you would consider with the cars that are parked for the alternate street parking until you get the sticker law, maybe have some of the cars randomly towed, and that might encourage enforcement. So if they're towed every couple of weeks, some of the cars, people might get the message.
Yeah, I'm willing to work on anything, David, that manages to get these cars to move. I'd love to talk to you about it. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Councilmember. Next, from Manhattan Borough President Brad Hellman Siegel's office.
Thank you, and thank you, Gil. And Brad says so many times that you are his role model within the limited time that he is in the office, that I heard about like 100 times already. I'd love to hear that. And he said you're his favorite. And okay, here's my report. First of all, happy Black History Month and happy Lunar New Year to me and to who celebrate in this room. And so first of all, I just want to let everybody know that our community board application process has already begun, and I've already sent reminders to the board members who were supposed to reapply this year. And please take your time and submit the application. The deadline is February 27th, 5 p.m. Please, we're still low on the numbers. The next one is we have a new Deputy Borough President, Misha Smith. She used to work for Hunter College, Director of Student Life, and now she is our Deputy Borough President. So if you want to have a talk with her or schedule a meeting with her, please reach out to me. I would love to schedule that for you. And we also have a new Land Use Director, Emily Backman. I believe some of you who work in the Land Use Committee know her already. And if you have any questions regarding the land use, and you can just reach out to her. I think Jesse had her email already. Emily, do you have her email? Yes. So please feel free to reach out. And also the next one is that the season's coming, the tax season. And we have a free text workshop already. Free tax prep workshop in our Northern Manhattan office. That is going to be from Mondays to Wednesdays through April 15, from 11 a.m. To 4 p.m. And also our Borough Convention, which is February 22nd. I will send out the reminder to everybody and also invitation to everybody. Last but not least, our budget process has already begun. So if you have any questions regarding our budget, you can just feel free to reach out to our budget at manhattanbp.nyc.gov. And the deadline is February 19th, 5 p.m. And we're especially interested in anything related to arts and cultural proposals that includes those arts and cultural requests for schools. And final one is that I saw that we have a letter that's going to send out to the elected officials regarding the Hudson River Park leasing their parking spot to ICE. And I'm not sure that if you are aware of the news that Brad had already called the Hudson River Park to end their lease ASAP. as of now, like 13 other city and state elected officials also sent letters to Hudson River Park. They had announced that they are not going to renew their leases, but what we are asking right now is to end the lease like today, like now. So if you have any other concerns and questions regarding this, you can just reach out to our office, and we are looking forward to to the letter. Thank you. Any questions?
No,
Good.
we're good. Thank you.
Happy snow day.
Thank you. Oh, really? Well, we might actually have a question. Hold on one second. We might question. Mike, is this for the Borough President's office?
Yes.
Great. One of our board members.
Okay.
Hi, thanks for coming. I was curious to know, I saw Brad put this thing on Facebook or something about the radio station that plays in the taxi cabs. Has he gotten any response from the TLC about getting that thing off?
The Newsmax.
Oh, the Newsmax?
Yeah, Newsmax.
He did it.
Which is kind of shocking to me. I can't believe that they would pick such a channel to put on in a taxi.
I have not been a friend with him on the Facebook, so I will check out that post.
Yeah.
And I will look at it and get your question back to the office. And I'm going to friend him on Facebook today, now.
That is a smart move. It's a very, very smart move.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. And now we have in the room from State Senator Liz Kruger's office. Nate, are you? Yes. Mackie, if you could hear us, if you want to come over for Congressman Nadler's update. Jesse will.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to start by first talking about how appalled Senator Kruger is and continues to be by the horrifically violent tactics that we've seen ICE use. Am I good? Okay.
Okay, go ahead. We're timing you.
My bad. Yeah, so, I mean, I just wanted to obviously we're a state senator's office, but we, have a couple of pieces of legislation that we're hoping, we can get passed. One is the MELT Act that I know you've heard about from Assemblymember Simone's office before, but just to remind you that bans ICE agents from operating with a mask on during, enforcement operations in New York State. And the other one is the New York For All Act, which would essentially not allow any state or municipal governments in New York to use their own or state resources to help aid in ICE operations. That includes disclosing personal data. So these laws, obviously there's still questions about how, much these federal lawless organizations are going to adhere to them. But we hope that by taking action at the state level, we can do at least something to curb ICE's brutality. And it's really on the top of all of our minds. On a very different note, I wanted to also mention that we put out a survey our office did in our most recent newsletter that is discussing and hoping to get some feedback from the community about electric submetering, which is something that we've heard a lot of complaints about. It's a specific problem that a lot of people have had, but it's an issue we're kind of having some trouble gathering data on, so we wanted to put out a survey. If you've had any issues with a building getting submetered, either when it was built or retroactively, and seemingly that resulting in bills that are too high or unreasonably high, we'd love to have you take that survey and talk to me if you're not on our newsletter. If you are, just fill it out via that. I also want to quickly mention the state's expanded energy affordability program, which is a new program. It has a higher income limit than past EAP programs, so a lot more households are eligible for that. I would encourage you to apply for monthly discounts. And then this is just a quick announcement. All New York DMVs will be closing from February 13th through 18th. They're updating their technology system. They're saying it's going to make things better. I don't know, but
What, DMV?
the DMV, yes, the Department of Motor Vehicles. So if you are planning on getting a piece of identification, you will not be able to between February 13th through 18th. just wanted to let you know. Thank you, guys.
And we have one more, I believe, Representative Mackey. Oh, there you are. Can you hear me? Representing Congressman Nadler's office.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Great. Good evening, everyone. I just want to provide a few quick updates. Yesterday, the House of Reps voted on fiscal year 2026 government funding package, which includes a stopgap measure to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Congressman Nadler voted no. Under the Trump administration, DHS enforcement actions have spread fear into communities across the country and raised serious civil liberties. And Congressman Nadler will not support another cent for an agency that continues to show such disregard for the rule of law and basic human decency. And on that note, Congressman Nadler is also proud to have signed on to the House Resolution 996, calling for the impeachment of Secretary of Homeland Security Christine Noem for high crimes and misdemeanors. And then last but not least, in other news, Congressman Nadler, along with members of the New York and New Jersey congressional delegations, sent a letter recently to the Trump administration demanding the immediate release of the already allocated federal funding for the Gateway Hudson Tunnel project, the nation's largest and most urgent infrastructure project. With that, I'll give the rest of my time back. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay. I don't want to do this. We're going to the district manager's report.
What?
Oh. Who are you representing now, Quentin?
All right. So, hey everybody, I'm Quentin Halbronner, regular guy in the public now, but formerly of Councilmember Eric Botcher. Want to come up here just give a couple of updates. I've gotten some questions just by showing up. So yesterday was almost everybody in the team, our last day at the office, as well as Eric's last day on the council. Today he was sworn in as a state senator, which is thrilling. But first off, just wanted to say, thank you, everybody. So appreciate. It's been great coming here, getting to know you all, getting involved in it. He is thrilled to continue to be fighting for, well, now a lot more of the west side of Manhattan in the state Senate. From just a programmatic sense, obviously things are going to be a little slow and a little different in our office. I'm going with him to the state Senate, where I'll be the point person for Community Board 7, my home neighborhood in the Upper West Side. But Nicole Barth, for those who know her, our CB2 representative, is now going to be here. So she'll be taking my place, but also going to the Senate. In the meantime, with our office, it's going to be run by central staff. So if you reach out to us by email, just reach out to the District 3 at council.nyc.gov email. All of our individual emails have been deactivated, which is super convenient. Absolutely not a pain in any way. Likewise, if you need to call us, feel free to call us, but all of our phones are city phones, and those are gone. So just call the regular number. People are answering it. They are answering it. Central staff is answering the phone. As to how often, as to how responsive, that's a question for them. I don't know. I'm not throwing shade. I legitimately don't know. But wanted to say thank you, everybody, and in a couple months, there'll be a new council member who will hopefully, get things fully up in gear. But in the meantime, city council's not disappearing, and appreciate it. Thank you, guys. For council? Didn't have a mic. Can you repeat? Summarize his question. There you go. You got it. Yeah, you do it. Why not?
Could we ask the state senator to request a meeting with the community board and council central staff so we know, I said nicely, who the hell to go to in this period between today and sometime in April or May when the election happens? Because we do have the ongoing work of the board that engages with the city council.
Yeah. The answer, I believe, and I don't know a perfect answer for this, the short-term answer is the District 3 email is going to actual real people and central staff, but we can also easily put together a meeting. I'm officially starting on the state Senate side in a couple days, and I can chat with him about that. Yeah.
And also, this isn't official, I don't think, but Gail, right now, I believe the speaker's going to send like a crew, just to.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. To
And
fill the spot.
They're
fill the
already
office.
there. They have keys. They're getting comfortable. Yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
In Albany as well.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jesse Bodine, the district manager for Manhattan Community Board 4. Very quickly, I just wanted to give a couple updates. First off, I just wanted to thank Lisa Wager, because due to Lisa's coming to our meetings all the time, I brought my son to a recent exhibit that she announced, I think, last month, and he had a blast. It was the animation and video game exhibit. All of the graduate, I think, students had an exhibit that's on the ground. It's still on for 2 weeks, I've been told by Lisa Wager. It's a fun exhibit. It's literally it shows it shows the beginning from the beginning to the end of their projects, and their actual projects that are you can see on national TV ads, on online, and all of that stuff. So it's very cool. And and you can learn that yourselves if you go to the college program. Lisa, do you want to come back up? So yes, you can go to FIT. It's a fabulous school. February committee schedules. So CLU will be meeting on Tuesday instead of its normal Monday on February 17th due to the President's Day holiday. All other committees meet at the regular dates and times. We are continuing to meet at 353 West 30th Street for the month of February, with the goal of hopefully that not happening for the month of March. Okay, so last thing. So if anybody watched the exec committee, which I know all of you do, everybody watches exec afterwards, you know that I made the announcement that I will be leaving the board during this summer. So it's bittersweet, but me and my family will be leaving the city come the summer, with the plans of not returning, so I unfortunately can no longer be the district manager for Community Board 4. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of time more to talk about it and reminisce, but I'll just say briefly that my 10 years here, I've worked for you guys for about 10 years, and it's been actually more than 10 years, it's slightly more. It's been great, and it's very bittersweet for me. I'm going to miss you guys. It was a great experience, and so that's all I got to say right now. and so I will be here all the way through till the end to the summer. My plan is to stay until the end of May. If we need to into June, we're somewhat flexible with that. And then my real goal is to be able to celebrate all of this in our new office space that we've been aiming for. I know it's a little annoying every month I come and I say it's another month, but I really want to understand the grander scheme of all of this. I don't think and Joe and maybe JD and Christine and some folks like that could tell you, CB4 has not actually had its own lease in its own space, I don't know, for maybe 2 decades, maybe 2 or 3 decades. We have always been a subtenant or some weird situation, and this will be the first time that we have our own lease for 10 to 15 years and our own space to hold meetings in. So I think it's going to be a real time to celebrate. So anyway, but thank you all very much, and let's make the rest of this meeting super quick. Questions need to be typed in triplicate and sent in advance, Kevin. No, go ahead.
I make the motion that we thank Jesse for all his years of service, that we have a social... Well, I haven't finished yet. We have a social event, and when we get him in the room, we lock the room, we don't let him out. So, Jesse, thank you for everything, my friend.
Thank you, Kevin.
I'm not even acknowledging it. I am in denial. It's another thing. Actually, I do want to say something, that it is not bittersweet. It is bitter for this board, and me personally, definitely. So if anyone wants to help me plan the Jesse Victory Tour for the next few months, we will have, I'm sure, a lot of good stuff coming for you, Jesse. But in seriousness, I will convene a small committee to search for Jesse's replacement, and Christine Berthet is going to help me because I probably couldn't do it without her since she hired Jesse in the first place. So I'm sure we'll get someone else, definitely not as good, but I hope this isn't being recorded so that next person hears that. Okay, so the chair report. Following the election last night, I want to offer congratulations to our new state senator, Eric Bottcher, who is already up in Albany, I believe. So he'll be coming here, obviously, in a different capacity. Some more movement, but though it's CB4 centric, I want to announce Katie Savage will be taking over as interim WPE co-chair. Where's Katie? Thank you, Katie. She promised me shore power will be on the agenda of every single meeting. Twice. Next thing, community board applications are live. That was said before, but if anyone's interested or knows anyone interested, anyone in the public who would want to join, just please go to the Borough President's website because those are live and they're up for a month or two, I believe, right? I believe it's like until March, yeah. Yes. I believe we will. We're not 100% sure how many, but I believe there will be. Moving forward, let me see, one last thing. We're going to move forward on the NYCHA redevelopment project. We know that's a somewhat all-encompassing project here for CB4, but I'm forming a NYCHA FEC working group. This will be an internal CB4 working group where I envision all the aspects of current and future issues will live. In addition to being a depository of CB4 letters and positions, the working group will have the flexibility to field new requests, address new issues, and troubleshoot where deemed necessary. So the rough objective is to consolidate efforts and information to serve as a home base for any CB4 positions, to have the dexterity to address inevitable issues that we know will come up, and to serve as a communication hub. So the group will have representation from the associated committees, CLU, ACES, and HHHS, and I am grateful that Greg Morris will chair the group. He's taking this on, so Greg, thank you. There'll be more to come on that as well. So let's go into the working session, and just a reminder for those who are new attendees, this is where the committees present their letters, and discussion is limited to board members. So why don't we start with, as we do, Wendy, come on up for BLP.
Hello, everybody, representing BLP, and I think with potentially historic low number of applicants, only 3 letters, nothing too out of the ordinary, so we will bundle these together and I will entertain any questions. We don't know, but we didn't question it. No. All right, thanks very much.
Clinton Hell's Kitchen Land Use. Okay.
All right, everyone saw a short agenda and assumed this would be a short meeting. Sorry. We have a ULURP in front of us now. Those of you who are new to the board, this is the land use review process for any major large-scale developments. Typically, a ULURP clock has 60 days from when they certify to when we finally submit letters. Developers often work with us to coordinate that timing so that we have the full 60 days to take advantage of it to bring it to 2 committee meetings, various subcommittee meetings, and both full board meetings for discussion. This ULURP was certified 5 days after the December Hell's Kitchen Land Use Committee meeting, so we started this a couple of weeks ago, and we have a deadline of February 23rd to submit the ULURP documents. So it's a lot of dense work, so I'm going to complicate it even further, just because why make it simple? To begin with, though, I just want everybody to understand what this project is. There's a plot of land between 11th Avenue, 12th Avenue, 54th, 55th Street. It was part of our 2009 Hudson Yards negotiation on some rezoning to put additional residential components into our neighborhoods. This site was also part of some pressure to apply higher density housing as part of our affordable housing plan. This site is part of our overall plan to have denser housing, more housing, and high density housing. The current zoning would allow for, a 5 FAR. We had pushed for above 12 FAR residential. The current proposal is for a 14.4 FAR residential. So to give you a sense of scale and size, this will result in approximately 1,094 new apartments on that one block. The site is two pieces. One is at 11th and 55th. The other is at 12th Avenue, West Side Highway, at between 54 and 55. All right, so that gives you a sense of where we are. All right. Because of the ULURP process, the committee voted out, approved with conditions, and we have 6 conditions, maybe 6 bullets, but they're denser than that. 6 positions and conditions that we want to negotiate with the developer, plus we have all the draft EIS commentary. When those of you not familiar with the EIS process, there's a scoping process where they say, this is what we want to study, this is what we think will be the impacts. We as a board say, you need to study these pieces. So the draft scope was done in February of 2025, where we said, here are the things we want you to study. The draft EIS came out, and they said, these are the things we think don't deserve to be studied. So we have what we asked for, what they said, and now what we want to follow up on. That piece of the letter is predominantly done. And I have to say, it took a lot of hard work and hustle from every member of the Hell's Kitchen Land Use Committee. They each took sections of this piece, in addition to Christine from Transportation and Marty and Leslie from Waterfront and Parks. So a lot of that work is done. However, we've been in negotiations with the development team to try to get some of our conditions met, and we have not had the greatest success. So we want to continue those negotiations even though the formal clock is ticking out, and this is our last full board to present this at. So what I'd like to propose we do is to separate the draft EIS components out, make that a separate letter. We can put that get that approved and send it off. But then what I'm going to ask is we take the ULURP application itself, separate that piece of the letter out, get the board to give us direction as to where to go, and I'll walk through the terms that we're looking at, have that be separated, give us the approval to do it. We'll bring it back to Hell's Kitchen Land Use this month as old business to review progress on those conditions. And then the executive committee meeting on February 23rd is the deadline for submitting the ULURP paper. So we will have the final version of that letter done prior to the February 23rd exec committee, put in Dropbox, so everybody will have the opportunity to see it, but the executive committee will then approve the final version of the letter. All right. So do you want to see the motion first, or do you want to start going through the points? All right, let's split first. So can I entertain a motion, or do I have to present? I can. All right. I'd like to entertain a motion that we separate this into 2 letters, the draft environmental impact study letter as item 4, and the ULURP will then be a new item as item 11 on our agenda. And I see Joe Restuccia making that motion. Is there a second? Second. So Inga. All right. For the notes. All right. All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Anybody opposed to that motion?
Sorry, Paul, just for clarification.
Yes. Use the mic, please.
Which letter is which?
So item 4 will be the draft EIS letter. Item 11 will be the ULURP letter. Thank you for that question and clarification. All right, so anybody opposed to that motion? Any abstentions? Any present not eligible? I'll take that as a unanimous. Max is recorded as P&E. Thanks, Max. Okay, so I'm going to take the draft EIS stuff. Anybody wants to read it, I have it here. You can read it. But let's go to the real issue at hand. So we had conversations about 6 general themes. First, and this is from the original, you've all seen it in Dropbox, so it's all there. First of all,
is the massing in the buildings on the sites. We have been asking that buildings are higher to the east, and as you come west towards the river, they lower in height so that we're not building a wall of buildings next to the Hudson River. One thing I forgot to mention, sorry about this. This development also includes the transfer of development rights from the Hudson River Park. So the Hudson River Park has unused development rights that they are selling to the developer so the developer can build more on these sites. And they're purchasing those development rights from the Hudson River Park. Sorry, forgot that piece. Kind of important. So the height of the buildings we want to see reduced from 11th Avenue to 12th Avenue. We had made that request in early meetings with them at our Hell's Kitchen land use. They've come back to us and said the 550-foot height on 12th Avenue compared to the 495-foot height on 11th Avenue, they had agreed to cut it down to 510. Not quite where we want to be. We want it to be even lower. So we want to work with them to maybe pull it down to 450 feet. The reduction in height will still allow for massing on the site to not reduce the number of units and not reduce the number of housing units, but reshape and reconfigure the building because the current configuration is squeezed and up. We want to pull it down so it's at a lower height. So that's one of our objectives for the ULURP, and we'll continue with those negotiations. The second thing we've asked is that they increase the percentage of affordable units. They are looking at MIH option 1, which allows for 25% of residential square footage to be for affordable units. We are pushing that we get 30% of the entire square footage. So this is residential and commercial space in the building. The entire square footage, we want 30% to be affordability, which would essentially increase the number of affordable units from overall of 1,000 from like 273 units to 393 units. So it's an increase, a significant increase in the number of affordable units. They are saying to us that they can't make that work. So we want to just continue to push and say, let's try to make that work. And that would include things like in the MIH formula, for 25%, the average AMI is 60%. We have consistently pushed for moderate and middle income housing and expanding that AMI band to higher levels. And so that is part of our discussions with them, is that we have higher income bands so that it is moderate and middle income housing as well. Another component of this is that we want to make sure that we have a percentage of family-sized units, two bedroom plus. We had asked for that. They said they would give us 15% overall. Clinton Special District has a standing practice of 20% of 2+ bedroom. So we want to push back and grow from 15% to a minimum of 20% of family units. So that's another one of our big criteria. On affordability and that, I'm going to stop there. On the 11th Avenue site, they had proposed that they cut into the wall space and create an entry, a recessed entry into their building. We know that that has never been good. We fought with a developer over here on 44th Street on this, and we don't want the street wall broken. We want the street wall to stay consistent across for public safety reasons, for a whole variety of reasons. We want this to be the case. They have agreed to eliminate the recessed entry, but the specifications aren't quite up to where the special district code is, and so we want to make sure that we enforce the special numbers that we have on the streetscape. I mentioned the affordability mix. DeWitt Clinton Park is across the street from this development. That park, as Gail mentioned in her presentation, there are significant capital needs in that park. They need new restrooms. It's something like $6 million. They have a children's play area that's another $6 million. There's a good $12 million needed for that park. This park across the street from this development is basically going to be amenity space for these buildings. And so we are asking that they make a significant contribution to the capital improvements at DeWitt Clinton Park. Their response has been, because they're giving $30 million to Hudson River Park, they don't feel like they should make another contribution to green space. We pushed back hard and said, you're not giving to Hudson River Park, you're buying development rights from them. You're paying them for something that you're going to build from. So that is not considered a contribution to green space. So we are pushing hard on trying to get a contribution to the DeWitt Clinton Park. The final issue is to create a construction task force so that we have neighbors informed about look-aheads and scheduling and things like that. And also, because we have so much development going on all over the place, we want to make sure that if there's Port Authority, bus terminals, concrete trucks coming in and blocking 11th Avenue, that their construction trucks don't conflict with that. And so we want to be able to coordinate the construction of all these various sites across the district and make sure that we have a task force that looks into that. I think I'm done, but Joe's going to call me out. Get your microphone, Joe.
There are a few more items, because we did the letter so fast, we buried them. Another item was that the 12th Avenue building would not be a full glass facade, but masonry and glass, so it doesn't match Riverside South to the north, but Hell's Kitchen to the south. And we lost that in the body of the letter, so we'll put that in the conditions section. And then two items that we all spoke about after the committee, unbelievably. This is an MIH deal for inclusionary housing. We're used to the VIH, where they come back and present everything to us and say what's going to happen. We won't have that opportunity, so we want to include the language you always put in our inclusionary letters, saying that the finishes and equipment in the affordable units are equal to the market rate units. When we met with the developer, they kept saying equivalent, similar. We're like, no, it's equal. Same. I finally said same, That'll be a condition. And the other one is for any of the amenity spaces, they must be affordable to the affordable apartments. So it's not a dual thing where you can't go here if you're a market rate. You can go here for a market rate, but not for an affordable apartment.
And to layer in a little more on that, to make sure that those units are distributed across the buildings and not segregated, not low floors.
So we asked for them to increase the distribution by floors. We normally get to 80%. The law calls for 65%. They came back with 70. So it's, again, the back and forth. It's got to be 80, because that's what we have on all the other projects we've ever gotten.
So, David, I'll see you 1 second. So that's sort of the summary of all the points. So you understand why we want to extract this letter out so that we can continue our negotiations with the development team and see how much closer we can get to our final goals. And the final goals, the letter on the 23rd will be, this is what we asked for, this is what we got, this is still remaining. But we want to use the time that we still have left on the ULURP clock to continue those negotiations and try to accomplish a little bit more. I see David Holoka's hand up. David?
Yeah, Paul, I think a couple of years ago, we had the working group on the FAR 12 cap on residential. And if I recall correctly, that resulted in a letter where we went on record as stating that anything above an FAR of 12 in a residential building should be affordable. Is that the case? And does that give us any leverage in this, or is it something we want to refer to in our letter?
So technically, the removal of the cap did not include any of that language, and what we had asked for is a higher percentage of affordability above 12 FAR. This doesn't quite fall into that. We are at 14.4 because of some development transfer bonuses as well. There are other buildings that would have been able to get to this before. So we are pushing for a higher percentage. That's exactly why we're pushing for 30% of the entire square footage rather than 25% of the residential square footage, and that's why we'll see an increase in the total number of affordable units. So the concept is equivalent, yes, David, but the specifics, because none of that language actually passed into law, we don't have any real teeth with that, but we are pushing for that, yes. Marty.
Just following up on that, I appreciate the increase in affordability. You said the original was 60% of AMI was the average. The question I'm asking, with the increase to whatever the new number is, 30%, have you increased or at least remained the same the number of folks that, a number of units that have AMI of less than 60?
I think that, so excuse me. The MIH formula calls for, when you're using option 1, 25%, you have an average of 60% AMI, right? That's the average across all the units. What we are asking for is an increase in total number, and part of our negotiations on the higher number would be for higher AMI bands to be included. And the argument we're using with them is the financing that comes into play is what they're pushing back on. They can't get financing to do this with these AMI rental income. So what we're saying to them is, if you put in 120 AMI at a higher rent, that additional rental revenue should be able to offset and help you with some of the financing concerns. So we're looking at trying to get, as we grow in the percentage and grow in the AMI bands. Does that answer your question? We're going to broaden them overall. So
That makes a lot of sense. I'm just asking, does this jeopardize? Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. Good for you. Hey. I'm just asking, does this reduce the number, the lower number of?
No, it will not reduce the lower number, because their formula for financing using MIH relies on that calculation, so they can't go lower. Did that just confuse you?
That's the answer I was looking for.
All right, there we go. Excellent. Do you have a microphone? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Alice. No, and then I'll come.
Oh.
There we go. Oh, no.
Oh, weird. Right.
Those on Zoom, this is in the room. It's not on you.
Yeah. So I guess with this particular process, I like it's a yes and with these provisions. It's sort of an all or nothing situation in terms of how we negotiate with the developer. That's question number one. Or is there sort of a rank order of our things that we really care about, our priorities? And the second question is, when we say significant contribution to DeWitt, and you mentioned the $12 million, like what is significant investment in the park look like?
Yeah, okay. So to answer your first question, we did an approve with conditions because this site is part of our affordable housing plan, and we want a big high-density residential development on the site. So the board's position has been yes on this, but we need these conditions, and they honestly just aren't quite where we want them to be on those conditions. So that's sort of the tone of the letter overall. I don't think there's any one item that's more of a priority than the other. It's here's our conditions, meet them all, right? Like that's generically where we stand on that. In terms of a significant contribution to DeWitt Clinton Park, we could have all kinds of debates about what is considered significant, right? 12 million is the number we provided them to say that's what the capital needs budget is for the park. Will we get to 12 million? No. Will we get something? Yes. So how much we get will kind of flush out over time. I will also add that the Hudson River Park transfer development fee, so when they're buying the development rights, they're paying $200 per square foot for those at a minimum. That's going to be reappraised, and they're going to give us market rate units for that. We have traditionally been very clear that $200 for a square foot of residential space in Manhattan is too low. So we push very hard, and we did this a few years ago at block 675, 625, where they came in at 200, we pushed them to 600, I think we landed at 400. So that amount that they purchase from Hudson River Park, they will use that against us as well, because now they're at 29 million. We hope that goes up to 60 million, right? So now they're gonna say, we don't have this kind of money to put into DeWitt Clinton Park, so we'll have to balance that a little bit. So somewhere between 0 and 12 million will be a significant contribution to DeWitt Clinton Park. I hope they are. I think Aaron was next.
Yeah, I was going to ask a related question about what we meant by significant contribution as well. And I guess just in light of what you just said in your response, maybe we could clarify that in the letter and the way we write it in lines 194 and 195, because it mentions that the identified capital needs are in excess of 12 million and that we recommend that they make a contribution to the capital improvements, but maybe connect those back, like toward that 12 million.
We are proposing to change the language slightly, and I'll read what the current draft reads. Agree to a negotiated contribution to current capital projects at DeWitt Clinton Park as planned by the New York City Department of Parks. I don't know if having a specific number in there will help us at all, to be honest with you. I think that because if we get to, we've already pointed out what the needs are. And so how much can we get more as a contribution? Is it 500,000? Is it 2 million? We'll have to really see where we stand. I'm sorry. Yeah, there are price tags specific to the needs, but you know, Joe, would you take the microphone, please?
So, Aaron, I just want to say that negotiated contribution, because we have one good entity backing us here, and that's Councilmember Gail Brewer. We know that they're most likely in this go at the community board, we're not going to get a number attached. But our council member is super on this, like white on rice. So at the end, the council member will do that and go, huh?
No pressure, Gail, no pressure. No.
I mean, she's been committed to DeWitt Clinton, so we're going to get something so that we're negotiated, sort of like, doesn't punt it, we're going to push, but we know they're not going to agree to a number with us. That's very clear. That was obvious.
Yeah, I mean,
zero process. You agree to something with the community board, something with the borough president, something with the council, and really get it to the end.
All right. Any other questions? Oh my, wow, thank you very much. What? Oh, Greg. Oh, yeah. Greg, do you have something to say, Greg? I thought you were going to grab the microphone, Greg.
So is this a question in your mind? Is this a approve with conditions, or this is no unless?
Right now, as of this draft, which is presented tonight right now, is a approve with conditions. We have taken both deny unless these conditions are met and be a little bit more forceful with our language. But why do you have a thought on that?
Is it your sense at this point that the deny without is the best move to make?
It's a hard position to be in. I mean, those of you who remember the City of Yes arguments we had was deny unless or pro with,
I remember this.
Because this is a site that we want high density residential to be built. So generically speaking, this board has taken that position. However, this application is not where we want it to be. Right? There's a lot of outstanding issues. So if we were to take a deny, if this board were to say the committee voted approve with conditions, but this board is feeling deny this unless you meet these conditions, the board can give the committee that direction. So I think it's up to the people in the room, not me. And I struggle with that. Joe.
Yeah, so I participated in a meeting this week with the developer, and it was surprising. We learned a few things. One is we were expecting how many units, studios, one bedroom. It turns out the buildings are not designed inside yet, right? So they're going to give us a percentage as opposed to, when we talked about the facade, there were things about they haven't designed this yet or done that yet. And then there was a great line where they said, well, we just want to get the approvals in order to build this in the future when it's financially feasible. Well, I said to them, well, our public approval process is now, and we have to go through this. So I just think, we are currently at the moment where this is approved with conditions, 100%. But as this develops between now and the executive committee, I think you should have the latitude to come back with the deny unless if the developers absolutely don't move further. I think they will move further, but it's odd. I've never.
We're in a negotiating position right now.
I've never heard
so why
such.
Don't we? Yeah.
But I've never heard such pushback. You and I talked about this. Very shocking.
Position right now. So why don't we for the negotiation?
Right. No.
Well, but I think the point, and Les is raising the point that we're in negotiations right now with an approve with conditions, and so maybe it's better to be in a position of negotiation saying approve with conditions. Some people might think if we say to them, you know what, no, unless you meet these terms, this is ridiculous, because they had admitted in the meeting that they weren't ready to go yet. And they wanted to get the zoning in place so they could potentially move forward. And these restrictions on our zoning
They call them obstacles.
They're saying they're obstacles, and this is a site that has the potential to really build new housing for our community as a component of our affordable housing plan. And we have had negotiations with other developers that go a lot more smoothly than this.
We're
is
supporting
going.
tripling the FAR. So it should be very tough.
yeah, we're going from 5 to 14.4. I'm going to go to Christine, then Aaron. Christine?
Hello? Yes. What you're saying, Joe, is concerning. I mean, that package, and then they want to resell it maybe to somebody else.
Hold on, Joe, you don't have a microphone.
Right. So wait a minute. So I'm just raising whether one of the conditions should be a timeline, which is like we want this thing developed by years from now, whatever. You don't want that to be sitting there and on the shelf forever. In 5 years or in 10 years, we may have a different perspective on that.
Well, I think I think, Christine, I think you're right on that in the sense that if this zoning text amendment and this special permit is granted on this site and they don't build, right, that zoning text amendment and that special permit will remain in place. So if somebody else does come along, and I don't get the sense that they're trying to get this and then have somebody else come along. I think that but that zoning we have the opportunity now to change the zoning.
Right.
Right?
I'm thinking about the slaughterhouse, right? Has 10 years
of nothing.
Right? Of nothing. And then what we want is apartments built. So, I mean, I would put some language somewhere talking about that.
I mean, for example,
I'm going to go Aaron then.
Yeah, for example, like we said to them, contributions to the park doesn't have to happen tomorrow when you start construction. Like, in other words, not to say if it's difficult financially, give us stuff today, right? I think the issue, Christine, these are two landowners. They're not developers. They have the property for long length of time in the family. And putting anything in there that pushes them along, especially after our next negotiation, I think is rather important. So I was just shocked how much they push back on very basic things.
Because they are not developers, that's what
Right.
it is. And so...
No, this is important. All right. No, I'm not accepting that amendment because instituting a timeline on a developer on a particular site is a hard thing to enforce in any way, right? So I think that to insist on our conditions with the zoning text amendment and the special permit, so those are in place no matter who comes along. And if it takes them longer or they delay or they can't get financing or they sell to somebody else, we already have those protections in place on that site. So, because it stays on the property. So that timelines are hard to insist on somebody. So I'm going to go Aaron and then to Katie.
My question was also timeline related. Did they not tell us in committee that they were proposing this for 2029? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes,
so
they
now
did
they're
say
okay.
that. Right. Yes. Yes, they did say that. But I mean, honestly, we have had many meetings with this development team, and the last one they said, we don't even know if we can do this. So it was like, I mean, they literally said, and we were all like, why are we all here then?
Well, yeah, and I understand your desire, like our desire to get the zoning in place, but if they aren't going to build on it, then we're not any closer to getting those units that we're trying to get in place, right?
Right, exactly. But the thing is that this is an opportunity to put that zoning in place, and then if somebody else comes along, that zoning is there for them to build and meet these criteria and these conditions, and that's already in place. If another applicant comes in, the zoning site with the conditions in place, right? If somebody else comes along later and they want to change those conditions, that's a more uphill battle for them to confront, and then they have to come back to us to change the conditions. But we have the opportunity now to put those conditions in place on that property, and that's
there's
where
no way to do that with any kind of timeline.
I don't know of any. If anybody else has a suggestion, I would be willing to open to it. But are you going to answer that? Because Katie had another issue.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I mean, still along the same thing, but so would the acquisition price of the HRPT FAR be part of the package, even if it's in 10 years?
Microphone, Joe. This is our first Zoom meeting, Joe. Sorry.
It doesn't know how to do it in person anymore.
Christine, the document from HRPT reads $200 per square foot, but reappraised at the time of the actual transaction.
okay, got
so
it.
it is definitely going to be higher, no matter what.
Yeah. Katie? Christine, can you give Katie the microphone? Christine? Thank you.
So I have two questions. One, in connection with this issue of timing, is there any way we can have our approvals expire? Like, we're granting this and it's good for 5 years or something. I don't know if that's ever been done before.
I mean, we can, but it's unfortunately meaningless, right? Because the process would still go on. It's not as though the process, if let's say they developed in 6 years, we said 5 years, and then around 6 years they've got financing and everything worked out and happened. It's not as though they would have to come back. There's nothing in the process that would require them to come back to us if they expired that. So it would be, you could say that, but there's no city agency that would then say, oh, okay, it's like the Department of Buildings wouldn't say, oh, because the community board said 5 years, we're not issue a building permit. Like, not gonna happen. We just move forward. So I appreciate the timeline issue, I do, but like, unfortunately, it just, there's nothing, we're in an advisory role, and I think on that particular topic is just not something we really have any strength or an advisory on. And honestly, we also, I think it would be precedent setting for you guys to vote on something like that, because then it would be like, why aren't we doing that with every project that we come along?
But as many of our conditions can get put in the council resolution, that means they're enforceable, because they get put in the restrictive deck.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
good job, Joe. Thanks for the mic. Katie, second question?
Yes. And then I guess my second question is, it seems like from what we're talking about that it is important to the majority of our community board to have these 6 conditions met. So I guess I'm wondering if you would be adverse to a motion to change the letter to saying deny unless. I mean, do you feel that, because I mean, as part of negotiations, you really want to signal, like, seriously, these are important to us, and we're denying unless.
I would not be adverse to that, but it would require a vote tonight of the board, because it is not, that would not be considered a friendly amendment, because the committee did vote approve with conditions. Yep. So if we wanted to shift the tone from approve with conditions to deny unless, I would need to have this board vote that motion now to change the letter, because that is not technically a friendly amendment. So
okay, so
I'm open.
I was going to say, so you're not adverse if I make that motion right now? Okay, so
you can make whatever motion you like, Katie, and then we can vote on it.
Hello, you can make the motion, Katie, and then someone could second it, and then we can take a vote. But
Paul, I'd like to make a motion to change, and I guess this is letter
11.
All right, changing letter 11 from approve with conditions to deny unless the conditions are met.
All right, I'm gonna look for a second. Greg Morris as the second. I will want to make one slight amendment to that motion, is that because item 4 has the same language in the beginning and the end, I might suggest that item 4 also use the same language of deny unless and deny unless.
That is exactly what I meant my motion to say, Paul. Funny that you mentioned that. My motion specifically.
Just so that we're consistent, because the beginnings and ends of both letters are pretty much the same.
So the motion, to clarify, is that both letters 4 and 11 are changed from approve with conditions to deny unless.
All right, so now technically conversation on that motion only, not on the rest of the letter, and I'm going to recognize Joe.
So I'd like to make a slight amendment to the motion, and that is that to read that if the negotiations don't achieve more of the conditions by the February 23rd. So if we get a better response in this developer, we would go with the approve with conditions.
So
Right
what he's saying is that if like let's just say there are 6. It's more than 6 conditions, but let's say of the 6 conditions, we feel pretty well satisfied with 5.5 of them, right? Like maybe we don't have the dollar amount for DeWitt Clinton Park, but they do agree to a negotiation contribution. So we get as close as we think we possibly can, that would give us the flexibility to go back to approve with conditions.
I say the following to that. I actually think that it should still be deny unless, but it can say deny unless the majority of the conditions are significantly met. Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Deny unless majority of conditions. Okay. So, Tom. Joe, can you share your mic?
Thanks. Katie, I guess I'm opposed to the motion. I think we need to be doing more just to advocate for more housing in our community. This is a significant project. I understand there's things that we want and we want to negotiate for, but we are in a housing crisis. We need to have that mindset, or I think that's the mindset the board should take. And so, yes, we should be pushing for things, but we need to be reasonable in our ask. And so I think our tone should be that we're supportive of housing, as Paul said, and it should be approved with these conditions. I don't think we're going to get everything that we're asking for. And I don't think that we should be putting the developer in a situation where they think the project is just financially infeasible, because then we're just kicking the can further down the road to find a whole new team to start the negotiations all over again. And that's why we're in the crisis that we're in, because of situations like this. So I would really encourage us as a board to encourage the negotiations to get to a solution that makes this project go faster.
I will address that issue 1 second though, because one of our biggest conditions is that we increase the percentage of affordability. And the term affordability is somewhat misleading because we are talking about moderate and middle income housing. So what we're proposing is that we increase the percentage of moderate middle income housing on this site. So it's not to reduce overall housing, it's to improve the quantity of affordable units for moderate middle income families, which does not exist in the current formula. And that's a really big sticking point on these negotiations. Joe.
Thomas, this is not about the black or white, we're in favor or against, we stop everything. That's not who we are. We never have been, because our district has the greatest number of both market rate and affordable housing units built over 5 years anywhere in the city. We are about the nuance of negotiation. It is troubling to me to sit in meetings where a developer says, we don't know if we can even do this period because of 485X, the replacement for 420. It just is not the normal response we've gotten from developers. And I think, if anything, our board over multiple decades has showed we're very, very flexible on figuring it out. We actually said to this owner, maybe there's other solutions we can work with you on to get this to move on some other projects that the board's working on. So it's just about making it clear, here's what we're looking for. This is going to proceed in the ULURP process no matter what. We are recommendatory. So,
all right, I'm going to recognize Christine and then Kevin, and then I think I'm going to...
Yeah.
And Josephine. And then after Josephine, we'll just on this motion.
Right.
3 more comments, then I'm going to call to question on this motion.
So I have a question, whether if we say deny unless, is it going to help the negotiation? Is it going to help the council? Is it going to help anybody? So if it helps, then let's do it, but that's...
Gail, can you give me a head nod one way or the other on that one for yourself? You don't have to speak. So with...
I don't think it matters. I like, to be honest with you, I think if we can get more with honey, I think that works.
Okay, so Gail's comment, for those of you who didn't, because she doesn't have a microphone, is that with the new administration, we might be able to get more with honey. All right. Kevin, and then Josephine, and then I'm going to call.
Paul, that was my question. Christine was asking, strategically, in your opinion, bouncing from the board into the council member, which is the better phrasing of it? And I just said, yeah, so, thank you. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's why the original letter was approved with conditions, because we did think the approach of honey is better. But I have to say, I've been in the room with these developers a number of times, and the last meeting was pretty tense and controversial, and there was not a lot of honey in that room. And we had the honey position. We were the honey, and they were not. They were like the grizzly bear going into the pot and stealing it. And it was like, wait, what's going on here? So, Josephine.
I'm just curious, do you have any information on their history in the past, like what they've done in the city so far? Because I'm trying to figure out, are they pushing back because, as you say, they're owners, not developers, so maybe that's part of the issue that they're not familiar with?
So your microphone broke up, so I'm just going to repeat it for you. Is that, you know, is this because this team has not done enough work in this city and in this district to really understand how we work? And I think some of it is that, because the landowners are not developers. The development team they brought in have not done as many developments in this area, but their consultancy team has done a lot. So there's a combination on their team of people who have done a lot with us and people who have not done a lot with us. And so I wouldn't say yes or no to that question in one way, unless Joe has some additional insight.
Zero as their lobbyists. So this is not people who don't know how to do this. I mean, this is a major lobbying firm. And the consultants and the attorneys, they said to us, well, we're talking to you because we had to have a whole bunch of consultants here. It's like, well, yeah, you do. That's part of the process. So I think it's a little bit of both, Josephine.
You want me to say? Yeah, all right, so I was just asked by the chair to recount a story from our room when we were having these negotiations, and the developer said, well, we don't know if this is even economically feasible to do this. And I said, then why are we here? Like, this is why you go away, come back when it's economically feasible, and then we can have these conversations. I was like, we hear that all the time, that it's not going to work. We have heard this on so many sites. The numbers don't work. The numbers don't work. But but they do in the end, and we get there. And so, all right. So I'm going to call to question on that one motion to shift to deny unless versus approve with conditions. So if you are in favor of changing the language to deny unless, please raise your hand to be counted. As discussed. Those in favor of Katie's motion with all the friendly amendments, in favor, please raise your hand to be counted.
Raise them high, please. Mike, is that your hand up, Mike?
I see Lisa David. I'm sorry. I see Lisa, Jeffrey, David Warren. I see three up there.
Okay.
All right. Those opposed to the motion to change the language to deny unless, please raise your hand and hold it for people to see. Yeah, I see the three of them.
Okay.
Anybody abstaining to this motion? One abstention? Alan, were you an abstention? No, one abstention. And are you P&E in this? Max is P&E on this. Any other P&Es? Okay. Mr. District Manager, what's the tally? Microphone, please.
Hello? The motion passes 21 to 10.
Okay. All right, so we will change the letters as appropriate. Okay. Any other questions on this? Clearly, this is my favorite topic, and I love this stuff with all these letters, so feel free to talk to me afterwards if you want. And again, thank you so much to Rachel and Joe and every committee member. Like, the language that Kevin inserted, by the way, about the draft EIS saying, we need to do cumulative studies all the time. Kevin, thanks for making sure that was included. Liz, everybody. I think everybody worked on this. Everybody worked on this, so thank you all very much.
Thank you, Paul. And just a reminder, this will be a separate vote. It won't, we have to take a separate ULURP vote, just FYI. Okay. What do you do? Transportation, you're next.
We'll be brief. I do want to say I do think a significant contribution to the park would be a bronze statue of Jesse Bodine. I think we should, it's a reasonable ask. Put that in there. TPC, very, very straightforward letters, and hopefully nothing too upsetting to anybody. Intercity bus permit on 12th Avenue, some traffic improvements, intersection 57th and 11th, and very exciting, this blue highway pilot that's coming to our area with sponsored by DOT and EDC. Every ferry that comes across the river replaces 15 trucks coming into our area, and more than that, they're partnering with this Dutch company called Dutch X as the vendor to make deliveries, and instead of the Amazons of the world, all of these delivery drivers are W-2 employees. They're not independent contractors, and they have very specific rules about how they will make their deliveries, the speeds at which they will travel, the roads that they're allowed to go on. All we ask for in our letter, though, is for more partnership in this program so that we can help DOT and EDC develop the right routes, the right places for to pack their things. Although I will say, actually, another exciting thing about the program is that most of the packing will happen in New Jersey, so they won't be taking up our city streets with their micro hubs. But to the extent we can figure out where to extend bike lanes, what corners to use, we want to be part of that conversation. So that is in here, and that is all from TPC. We have a question from someone. From Brad. Go ahead,
Hey,
Brad.
Jesse. I think everybody knows what I'm going to say, but I have to say it. This is fantastic news that this is happening and our waterways are being used properly. But I do think we need to talk about our drones. So I like, they're starting to use it on the east side and the delivery drones, and then going to the distribution through the bikes. I don't want to miss that point.
So that is not obviously part of the Blue Highway program, but Brad, we should talk about maybe doing a drone topic at a future TPC meeting, and you should come and present, because you're right, you have brought this up several times, and it's never quite been the right place to put it in a letter. But let's make a separate topic of it, and let's talk. Yes, Rachel.
On letter number 6. So this should be a friendly amendment. Can we make it clear on line 14 that it's supporting it with the proposed adjustment below? Because I think our statement is it has to be moved 10 feet further north. That is our specific ask, isn't it?
No, we are not specifically asking for that. We just are recommending that we were lucky enough in this meeting to have DOT in the room, and so we asked them about exploring the option if it's possible, but it's not an ask.
I think it should be stronger than that, given it is currently an MTA bus stop. So I think it does make sense to move it a little bit more. So, but if we are being
it's more because the nature of the bus is a hop on, hop off. It doesn't really sit in the spot, and so it's not like something that's just going to be parked there. And
what if the schedule conflicts?
It does. When they make these approvals, they make sure that the schedule doesn't conflict.
Okay,
that's what they.
Thank you.
Josephine.
Very exciting about, is it the Blue Highway program?
Blue Highway, yep.
Yeah,
Blue
Highway, very exciting. I'm just curious to know, have they done any study on the environmental issues in terms of estuary? Like what is this going to do to marine life? Anything at all?
I don't think they've done a little bit of that, and Christine seems to have a better recall on this topic. Christine? Yeah.
Using the existing ferry.
Yeah.
So whatever was done as a study for the existing ferry still applies.
Yeah.
Well,
in the future, this is the pilot of
right.
This is very small right now, but yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have actually 2 letters that came out of exec that we will present. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
What disruption will be
All right, so before you, we have letters 8 and 9. Both are executive committee letters on the topic of immigration enforcement happening across the nation and in New York. So the first letter, letter number 8, is a letter in support of the MELT Act and the Raider Act. So first of all, I'd like to thank Inga for bringing this onto the executive board's agenda and providing various research and input, also Josephine for her kind comments. The letter specifies what each of the acts do, and I think you've heard it from other presenters, but I will just quickly say the MELT Act would prohibit face masks, personal disguises while doing enforcement. Radar Act would require New York State to create a publicly accessible dashboard to disclose federal enforcement activities conducted within New York. So the two things I wanted to note about the first letter, letter number 8, is the first paragraph under the background is a product of very careful consideration of both the executive committee's motion that there be specific reference to our being a community of immigrants, but also balancing that the very valid concern that we don't want to draw unnecessary attention into our district. So you will see that that language is in letter number 8. Letter number 9, the version that you saw in Dropbox, is not the most up-to-date version, but it will be mirroring that. And on the Radar Act specifically, there was a comment in exec board to ensure there be a protocol for timely submission of the information so that it serves the intended purpose of providing real-time information to the public. Any questions on letter number 8? Great. Letter number 9. I would like to thank Marty for bringing this to the executive board's agenda. So this one is thanking our elected officials and calling for the termination of the Hudson River Park Trust contract at Pier 40, as you've heard earlier today. So they had a pre-existing contract that is supposed to end in June, and they actually did publicly acknowledge that they do not intend to renew this, but this is calling for immediate termination. And it also references that letter that one of our staff members pointed out earlier of many of our electeds joining other elected officials calling for the immediate termination of this contract. We recognize that Pier 40 is not in our district, but it is nearby. Our community members use it, and I think making a statement about our position at this particular time will help prevent it from happening in our district as well. So, seeing that our elected officials supported it, we want to thank them and support that further. Any questions on that letter? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rachel. We now have a new business letter, and I'm going to ask if Christine, because I cannot present it, if Christine, you can come and present the new business letter, since it kind of has something to do with transportation.
Yes, so you have all heard about the Gateway project. The Gateway project is the creation of a tunnel coming from New Jersey to New York and to Penn Station, and it was what? Oh, this one, right. I like to walk around. Sure. So, and that second tunnel was required so that you could repair the existing tunnels without stopping all the activity. This is a project which has been going on for now, trying to get on for the last, I think the last time we approved it, it was 2007, and it was killed by Christie, the Governor Christie, and now we were ready to go, and then Trump pulled the plug and decided it shouldn't be funded, and therefore the situation is that all the people are going to be fined, 1,000 people, and they are going, I don't know what they're going to do with the big wheels, etc. So since we wrote that letter, you wrote that letter, the Gateway has sued the federal government to be paid based on all the grants and everything, all the grants they had connected to the project and which had been committed. And they started the project based on that. So now there is a lawsuit, and that's even worse than where we are, except we could do an amicus brief and ask them whether that's something we can help with the, the lawsuit. But anyway, that's what the letter is all about.
So because of the lawsuit, was wondering if our letter should be addressed to the Department of Transportation rather than to
both
GDC.
Both.
Because they already sued,
We can add
right?
it. We can add it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's a good idea. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Christine. Oh, sorry, that's right, new business, we do need someone to make a motion on it. Someone has to make a motion.
So moved.
Go ahead, Joe, first, second. Thank you. Do we have a second? No.
Second.
Second.
Here we go. Thank you. We have to vote. All in favor? Sorry, we're going to the regular. Lots of voting. Okay, speaking of voting, as Jesse says, let's get to it. So we're ready for a roll call. Secretary? Brendan? Yeah.
So people who are there's questions in the room for the new letter number 11. That is the second letter for the land use application that Paul was presenting on earlier. Yeah, so if you're using the virtual vote sheet, which was sent to you guys late, I recognize that. So if anybody did not get it earlier, you didn't get it earlier. I just sent it at the beginning of the meeting, so check your emails now. There's a section at the bottom that allows you to put in a whole new letter. You're just going to write in number 11 and how you voted. Yes, you can write ULURP letter. Say that a couple times. If you're using a handwritten sheet, a vote sheet tonight, there's space on the bottom. Same thing. You're just going to write number 11, ULURP letter, and how you want to vote. No, number 10 is already on there, is the gateway letter. Go at it. Just remember what you need you to do is say their full names. Okay. It's for the record, so how they voted.
Okay. All right. So Ted Arenas. Roberta Barnett.
You're right. It's not your issue. Sorry. We are voting on a ULURP, so we just do need to do that separately. So just when you write your vote, you're saying yes to the ULURP, and then you're saying yes to whatever else you want to say. So if you're saying yes to all, yes to number 4, number 11, and yes to the rest. Is that clear? Number 4 is part of the ULURP, right? Remember, number 4 is the comments on the draft scope of work. I mean, the draft EIS for the land use application. Number 11 is in terms of the conditions for the the actual land use application. Sorry.
Say yes to all, to 4, and to 11.
Yes, that would work. And obviously, if it's different, if you're saying yes to 4 and no to 11, that's what you would say if that's how you felt like you wanted to vote.
All right. Thank you. Good luck.
Translation. It's a rough one for you to start.
Yeah. Right.
That is about 5.
That's his first one, right?
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So. So Ted Arenas?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to all. Oh, that's not what you said.
Roberta Barnett? Christine?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So,
It's right here.
Liam's not here. Here, go. Yeah, go to Viren.
Okay.
I think Viren's here. Yes, he is. Just call Viren.
Via.
Viren.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I didn't see Liam. Jessica's not here. Kim. No, she's not here.
Okay.
Is Kevin? Call Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to all.
Hold on.
Kevin doesn't have to repeat the vote. Someone here has to repeat Kevin's vote because he's not on mic. So
Yeah. Do you want me to do it?
Sure.
You sure? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Kevin is not on mic, so it's yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to all. Yes. Thank you. Go ahead, Lisa. Is Lisa?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to all.
Thank you. Marty? Just say Marty. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Marty? Marty DeCat?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to all, submitted.
Got it. Paul Devlin?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest, submitted.
Pete Diaz? Is Pete here? Oh. Oh, sorry. Pete said yes to the 2 ULIPs and yes to all. Hold on. Jeffrey?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to all, and submitted.
Thank you. Thomas Garza?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest from Thomas. Wendy? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Max?
President, I'll call it 4, 9, 10, 11, and yes to the rest.
PNE on 4, 9, 10, and 11, yes to the rest. Matt Green is not here. Jesse Greenwald?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Erin? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest from Erin. David, I know David's here. Yep.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Frank?
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Josephine? Yes to 4, abstain on 11, yes to the rest. Inga? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Carrie, I believe, is not here. Ella? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Matthew? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. I didn't see Christopher. Rachel? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. James, is he online? Or no? I didn't see James in the room. I don't know if he's online. Ellen, I did see online.
No to 11, yes to the rest.
How about 4?
Yeah, the original version of 4 or the
4, I
like,
believe, is just the
comments on
DEIS portion of it.
yes to the comments on the DEIS, but no to 11, the revised version of the letter.
So yes to 4, no to 11, yes to the rest.
Yeah.
Brendan?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes to 4, yes to 11?
Yep.
Yes to the rest? Okay. Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Sanford, I did not see. Shanice, I did not see. Charles? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Greg? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Tina, I saw Tina. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Go ahead. Guys, hold on, we're still voting, I just can't hear her, sorry. Yes to 4, yes to 11, PNE on 8, 9, yes to the rest. Where am I? Mike Noble online.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, and yes to the rest.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Jean Danielle's not here. Maria? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Alan? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Brad is online, I believe.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, P&E on 9 and 10. Yes
Thanks.
to the rest.
Thanks, Brad. Joe? Yes on 4, yes on 11, yes to the rest. Dolores is not here. Katie? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Sorry, I should have been. Brian Sloan is not here. Katie Stokes? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Hector, I believe, said he could not vote, but is... Yep, not there. David? Online.
Yay to 4, yay to 11, and yay to all the rest.
Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Rodney? Yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Alice is not here. Myself, yes to 4, yes to 11, yes to the rest. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Great. Second? Got it.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.